All right, so picture this. Your next poker night, it's not on some flat app on your phone. Instead, you're in a slick virtual suite, looking out over a glowing neon city. Sounds like sci-fi, right? Well, it's not. This is the world of VR casino gaming. And today, we're going to break down exactly how this tech is flipping online gambling on its head, taking it from this lonely click-and-bet thing to a real, vibrant, social world.
And look, this isn't just about making the graphics prettier. We're talking about a complete change in the experience. The big promise of VR gaming is something called presence, that genuine feeling that you've actually been transported somewhere else. You know, it's the difference between just watching a game on a screen and feeling like you're really at the table.
Okay, so what is the secret sauce here? What makes a VR poker game so different? Well, it all boils down to a really powerful mix of three key pieces of tech.
So at its core, you've got this incredible combo. First, you have the 3D graphics. That's what builds the whole world around you. Then you've got the avatars, which are super important because they put you inside that world. And finally, the network, the thing that connects you to everybody else in real time. It's how these three things work together. That's where the real magic happens.
So let's really unpack that recipe for a second. The environment, that's basically your digital stage. The casino, the table, all of it. But the motion-tracked avatar, that's the star of the show. That's you on that stage, and it mirrors your actual movements. And the thing holding it all together is the network. And this thing has to be lightning fast. I'm talking almost zero delay. Otherwise, the whole illusion falls apart and it just doesn't feel real.
And this is the really crucial part, right? It's a huge shift from just passively watching to actually participating. You're not just clicking a button that says, bet. No. You are physically reaching out, picking up your virtual chips with your own hands, and pushing them into the pot. You're actually peeking at your cards, just like you would at a real table. It's a total game changer.
And all this immersion is not just for looks. It's not just a gimmick. It actually fundamentally changes the strategy and the whole psychology of the game, especially when it comes to the classic art of reading your opponents.
Just think about it for a second. What did we lose with traditional online poker? We lost the human element. The game got boiled down to anonymous usernames and ticking timers. VR is all about bringing that back. It's about replacing those clunky text chat boxes with a real sense of presence and swapping a flat, boring screen for an atmosphere you can almost feel.
Okay, and this is where it gets really fascinating. You know the tell in poker? That tiny little giveaway that an opponent has? Well, it's back, but it's in a whole new digital form. Now, you can literally see an opponent's avatar hesitate before making a bet. You can see the confidence, or the bluff, in how they slide their chips forward. And get this, look at the future tech. Imagine being able to see a little indicator of your opponent's heart rate. How wild is that? The game stops being just about crunching numbers and becomes about reading people again.
Now, of course, making all of this feel real is a massive technical hurdle. Any kind of lag or delay, what the tech folks call latency, and the whole illusion is just shattered. So to pull it off, companies are using these huge cloud servers and some really clever predictive networking to make sure every little motion stays perfectly smooth. And hey, for anyone out there worried about fairness, don't be. The cards are still being dealt by the same certified random number generators you find in every legit online casino. The VR part is really just the fancy new interface on top.
All right, so if they can pull this off for poker, what's next? You have to ask, right? Well, the ambition here is way, way bigger than just one card table. The real goal is to build an entire virtual destination. Yep, the ultimate vision isn't just about playing a game, it's about creating a place, a social world that's always there, always on.
Just imagine it. You finish a big hand of poker. You get up and you walk your avatar across this buzzing casino floor to grab an open seat at a blackjack table.
But see, it's not even just about the games. It's about all the spaces in between. It's about meeting up with your friends at a virtual bar, just hanging out, you know? And then it becomes a full-blown entertainment hub. You could be watching live sports on a screen that's literally the size of a building, surrounded by hundreds of other people, all while placing bets in real time. This is where it all comes together. Social media, gaming, entertainment, all rolled into one.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The bridge back to the real world. The idea is to connect these two worlds. So the loyalty points you rack up, the achievements you unlock inside this virtual casino, they could actually turn into tangible real-world rewards. We're talking about things like a free hotel stay on your next vacation.
But as this virtual world gets more and more compelling, more immersive, it starts to raise some pretty serious questions. And the stakes we're talking about now are a lot higher than just the money on the table.
And this really is the central ethical dilemma, isn't it? When that line between a game and reality gets super blurry, does our own ability to, self-regulate get blurry too? It's a tough question, and it's one that developers and regulators are being forced to tackle right now.
I mean, this is totally new territory for regulators. It's forcing the industry to try and come up with its own solutions. One idea they're floating is building in reality checks. So subtle little cues, for example, maybe the environment starts to slowly fade after you've been playing for an hour straight, just to gently remind you how much time has passed. In the end, it's pretty clear that the platforms that build in these kinds of responsible gaming features are going to be the ones that win our trust.
So the next time you hear someone talking about VR gaming, I want you to remember this. What we're witnessing here is a fundamental shift. This is not just some minor upgrade. It's a huge leap into a completely new dimension of what a shared online experience can even be.
And that really brings us to our final big thought for today. As these virtual worlds start to look and feel more and more real, almost indistinguishable from our own, it forces us to ask a really profound question. Who is responsible for the choices we make inside them? Is it on us, the user? Is it on the platform that built the world? Or is it on the regulators? Honestly, that's the big conversation we're all going to be having as this technology keeps pushing forward.